This is the 2020 Porsche Taycan Turbo S. It has under 10,000 miles on it. It is 5 years old, and it is looking for its second owner. Could it be you? Let's talk about it. This Porsche is $100,000 off MSRP. What was starting at $186,000 can now be yours for only $89,000 at Everett Chevrolet. So what do you get in this package? Well, let me just tell you, this is a Porsche EV, and it is their first Porsche EV, and it will not be their last, but let me tell you this is one of the fastest Porsches ever manufactured. Just a few bits and pieces of information and spec detail about the Porsche Taycan Turbo S. This is the top of the line trim. It comes in 3 available options, the 4S and the Turbo S. It goes 0 to 60 in just 2.4 seconds. Think about that for a second. Think about those numbers. Those are insane. That is comparable to the Tesla Model S Plaid, the Bugatti Veyron, the Lamborghini Huracan Performante. This is one of the fastest cars in the world. Probably top 5 if you really want to put it up there. You can also compare it to the Lucid Air Sapphire. Now, where this Porsche fails to meet standards in luxury EV world is range. It only gets 201 miles of range, but that's for a very important reason. Porsche didn't even bother to put in regenerative braking in here because it feels like a normal car, and Porsche didn't want to sacrifice the way the drive feels for just Porsche to meet up with EV range standards. Vehicles like the Lucid Air Sapphire can now go up to 400 miles of range and over. This only getting 200 miles of range is a concern for EV buyers, but I don't think it's a concern for this EV buyer. If you are in the market for a Porsche Taycan, you're in the market for performance and consistency. So what you miss out on range and road trip worthiness, you gain in performance. You're gonna be able to take down just about any car you lay your eyes on. Any V8 muscle car, any twin turbo super hyper car is not gonna stand a chance against you. Actually, this car was a little bit too fast. On the way over here, I couldn't even put my foot down to the floor because it was making my insides turn. Now, another very notable feature on this Porsche Taycan is that it is the first production EV to ever have a 2-speed transmission. That's right. In an electric vehicle, you normally only get a 1-speed singular transmission, but since Porsche didn't want to limit your top speed to only 100 miles an hour, you now get a top speed of 161 miles an hour and 2 speeds in your transmission. That is 1 for acceleration and 1 for top speed. The only other EV to do this is the Audi e-tron GT. Now, Porsche also makes this ride outstandingly comfortable, as well as being fast. You'd be surprised to know that there is adaptive air ride suspension in all 4 corners. It has Porsche's dynamic chassis control system, which just gets you in and out of quarters in no time, and you really don't even notice that you're going and flying down the road. You really have to watch your speed in this car. Porsche also adds rear wheel steering, which is going to enhance your driving experience just that much more. You're gonna have maneuverability in the parking lots, but you're also gonna be able to be agile and super fast entering and exiting corners. This makes a world of difference, and I've never driven it in a performance-centered car. I've only driven it on our EVs that are more meant for luxury and big SUV sizes. So let's talk about the inside. On the inside of the Porsche Taycan Turbo S, you get a very familiar Porsche feel. Your on and off button is still on the left side. Keeps with the Porsche heritage of starting your car on the left side. You actually have your gear shifter on the right side right here. It's a little hidden behind your steering wheel. It took me a minute to find it. But other than that, getting in and learning the car was easy. I could just get in and take off from the lot. You have a black suede steering wheel. You can adjust your drive modes as easy as a twist of the dial. And you get a gorgeous climate control setup where you can easily adjust your parameters for temperature and your heated and ventilated seats. You're gonna get these awesome screens up here, one for your passenger. They can adjust your multimedia system, and you get Apple CarPlay, which is something that EV manufacturers have decided to go away with in terms for their own software, so they can have your information. Porsche said, no, we don't care about that. We make great cars already. So here is Apple CarPlay, and I think everyone's pretty happy about that. On the interior of this, you can expect an amazing sound system from Porsche that we cannot even pronounce, so I'll just leave that there. But if you're familiar with Porsche, it's gonna be the top end of the line sound system that comes in it. The inside itself is actually kind of plain. You get this black suede roof lining and on the steering wheel. Other than that, you get black leather, and it's not very flashy. It's actually all focused on performance because you have to keep your attention on the road with the speeds that you're going to be going. One thing that's worth noting is you don't actually have to touch this screen if you don't want to. You can keep that super clean and navigate down here, which is actually very responsive, very fast. It works flawlessly. Porsche, this is amazing. We know that the range of the Porsche Taycan is not that impressive, but I haven't told you anything about the charging speed. This has an 800-volt charging infrastructure. That means you can charge this from 5% battery all the way up to 80% in only 22 minutes. On a public fast charger, of course. You also receive a Porsche wall charger that is built for 240 volts. You are going to be able to plug into your wall at home and get a better charging experience than with just a standard wall plug outlet. So that about wraps up our review of this Porsche Taycan. This was my first experience with this car, but I have learned all about it and I personally love it. I was asked earlier this week by our marketing director, which one would I take? This Porsche or our new Escalade IQ? Well, that's the wrong question. I am not the right person to ask that, as I am single, I have no kids, and no need for a big SUV. Of course, I'm going to take the Porsche because it has all the same items as our Escalade IQ: adaptive air ride suspension, rear wheel steering, and it's crazy fast. It also has 750 horsepower, just like our Escalade IQ. Another reason that I would choose this Porsche over our Cadillac Escalade IQ, even though it has not even half the range of our Escalade, is that it just looks like a Porsche 911. It has Porsche heritage written all around it. In the back, it tapers off, and in the front, it tapers off. It gets great aerodynamics. It has great performance, one of the strongest numbers in the world. And the fact that you can get it for $100,000 off price tag is simply a deal. It's a steal at that. It is priced to sell at just $89,000 here at Everett Chevrolet in Hickory, North Carolina. If you are interested in a world-class performance car from a world-class performance sports car company, come and get it.